Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. Yes, it's the guy from the internet. I'm going to show you something I've been working on for about 4 weeks now, and just kind of playing with it and experimenting with it. I am by no means very good at it so far, but I want to show you something I have been doing. I'm not holding a raccoon. I'm actually holding a raccoon hide or skin. It all started, if you remember, back when we'd gotten all the chickens, and we'd gotten like 20 chickens and put them out there and in the chicken yard, fenced, covered, and then they started to go missing like crazy. Might not have been 20. I think we might have had 18 chickens. Anyway, we're down to 3 because of raccoons and some possums. So I started trapping them, and a while back you saw some videos catching them in live traps, and it had progressed and progressed to the point where the live traps would not work because you put it and you carry one off, and then the next night you have 2 more. Holy cow, we must have had a passel of raccoons. So started taking care of the problem, and I thought what to do with all the hides and everything, and this is what we have done. This one is about 4 weeks old. Skinned it, stretched it, scraped it, etc., etc., etc. Learning how to do this, and there is a learning curve to it. You can see that I made an oops right there on one of the hides because I scraped too aggressively, and this is not for everybody. I have the extra room, and it's funny, I mentioned this to a couple of friends of mine that live around here, and so in the mornings, you never know, there will be a raccoon laying in my driveway that they have dropped off for me. And it has been, like I said, a really good learning curve. I've talked to a lot of the older people that do this. This is not a brain tan, because when the deed was done, there was no brain to use to tan. So I am, in the reading and everything, I've done a salt tanning. This is just a 50-pound bag of horse salt. It's $10. And I have been using it. This one, because, and you always worry, one of the things I've read about is you're going to lose the hair on the hide, and the hide will get rancid if you do not do it properly. Well, this one is about 4 weeks out, and you can see there is no loss of hair. And I've actually started working the hide to get it a little more supple. Why am I doing this? Well, I'm going to make some raccoon skin caps for my grandsons, and I have more than enough to do it all the way around. And now I will try my hand at sewing, and so that's going to be a video as well. This one is, like I said, completely done except for softening the hide. And it's really good because I learned a lot more about skinning. Relearned a lot of my anatomy, how to do it, what happens, what goes on, and everything. And just something to do. I started doing this when I started having all the health problems that are since passed, because I really I didn't feel like going outside and doing a whole lot. So this kind of kept me occupied. So that's what we're working on. And next we'll form them up and start stitching them together. And I can sew a little bit, and so it's not going to be anything too terrible. And we'll go from there. But it's just something interesting. Not for everybody. A little bit messy, not nearly as messy as you'd say, as long as you don't do anything wrong. But that is what we are working out. And like I said, something to do, something to learn, just adding it to my toolbox, I guess you would say. So learning how to skin and tan and make an article of clothing, a jacket. And like I said, you know, the first few won't be any good probably, and they will be very lopsided, but grandkids will love them. And we'll see to what end this goes. So that's that. Anyway, like I said, not for everybody, but it's very interesting. And learning how to do traditional stuff, scraping. Had to kind of make some tools to do it with. Cat's paw that you cut the end off and sharpen slightly makes a pretty good scraper. And just pieces and parts. Of course, if you can find a nice sharp rock or a shell, if you want to get really traditional. Talked to some of the old timers, and they have given me a whole lot of tips that I didn't find in any of the books. So there we go. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out. Take care of you people.